So anyhow, now that we're all starving,
Yeah, no doubt.
here's an interesting question. I think you can both answer this, but this is again aimed at Shaun because he's our special guest. Daniel McCullough asks us, "What is your opinion of when we non-Scots try to talk or type in a Scottish accent or manner?" Yeah.
Okay, the now.
Okay, the new.
Yep.
Oh, the new.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Yeah, this is a hard one because whenever I hear someone not from Scotland trying to speak with a Scottish accent, like my brain like melts inside. Like I just want to like fold up, and it's not that anyone wants to make fun of someone who tries to do it. It's like so blindingly obvious when someone does it, and it's like so not correct. And sometimes somebody will try it and they'll be more Irish than they are Scottish, and so it's like a natural reaction that I can't control. Like in my head, I'll just like want to shut down and like curl up. But again, it's not because I want to make fun of the person who's doing it, because it's actually cool people.
It's cringe.
Yeah, it's just like a natural like, and I guess it's probably the same if I tried to do some like American accent as well.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to do it.
I'll say I watch a lot of BBC, and when you have a British actor trying to do an American accent, this is how the Americans talk, and it's
it's like you get this kind of involuntary reaction to it, right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, some actors are really good. Some actors, I have a lot of admiration for actors who can do that, can change accents and all the rest of it. But historically, even actors who have portrayed Scottish people in the past have been very bad. I want to say, Mel Gibson always gets the rap for Braveheart, right? I actually think he wasn't the worst. He wasn't bad.
I didn't think he was too bad.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But a lot of
why we hate the Braveheart movie, but we can talk about that later.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that have portrayed Scots and different things. Even Outlander, obviously the main actors are Sam Heughan, for example, Scottish, but there's a lot of kind of other actors who weren't Scottish who did, and you can really tell. And it's not like it's not a bad thing. Like, I don't feel offended. I just have this like uncontrollable reaction that shut my ears.
So, do you do any accents?
No, I tend not to for that very reason, because I know it doesn't work out. Like I for example spend a lot of time in London in England, and I know sometimes people have difficulty understanding me, and so I try and soften my accent, but I would never attempt to make like an English accent, because it just wouldn't. I couldn't.
I so want him to have some kind of other accent.
We'll try that. We'll do that off camera. We'll do a short. We'll do like a reel or something. We'll do an accent.
Well,
you notice he got his you got a little thicker for a second there. We'll do a little short there.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. Almost like you did it on purpose.
It must be the whiskey.
Don't know the accent there.
Oh God, stop.
Yeah, I can't even approach a Scottish accent. I can mock an Irish one, but I'm not good. I can do Forrest Gump though. As stupid is, as stupid does.
I can do a pretty good Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Oh, that is good. I like that.
I'm not doing it very well.
But one of the interesting things with this conversation is as well, like in Scotland, people are surprised the fact that even it's a very small country, but between Edinburgh and Glasgow, for example, you can drive between the two cities within an hour, but the accents are totally different.
Oh yeah.
And so if somebody tries the accent or tries to type, like, you're probably not going to be doing the one that's appropriate to the area anyway. So there's that.
My favorite mini factoid is the BBC did some kind of documentary on Glasgow, and they had to subtitle it for the rest of the country. I freaking love that.
Yep.
No, I'm not offended when people try to do a Philly accent or a Boston accent, or a New York accent.
With Jersey?
Yeah, a Jersey.
Jersey accent?
Yeah. It's not offensive to me, but if you go out of country, maybe a little. So as an American, I wouldn't try to fake. If I'm in Ireland, I wouldn't try to do an Irish accent. It would just be disrespectful as hell. I'm gonna see an Irish person, I'm gonna curse right there, so I already screwed it up. But I wouldn't do it. It's not. It feels weird, and it feels like you're trying too hard, and you're making it into a caricature. The only slight caveat I would give, or the slight left-hand turn you could take, is if you know exactly what you're doing and know where to place certain phrases or words in a sentence. If you're using a Scottish word or phrase or slang that you know what you're doing, then yes, you could use that, but I wouldn't try to fake the accent. Yeah. Like if I'm talking like Americans, like you have a drawer, a junk drawer, or a drawer for your bric-a-brac. In Scots, in Scottish person would say like, oh, it's just for the bits and bobs. Yeah. So over time, I've sort of, through speaking to suppliers and speaking to people like Shaun and like this guy, I've picked up on a lot of different mannerisms and a lot of small phrases that I will use and incorporate into my lexicon that I wouldn't otherwise have done. But if I didn't know Scottish people, or wasn't speaking to Scottish people on a regular basis. Earlier today, I interviewed Shaun, and I was talking about those out with Scotland, meaning those people outside of Scotland. But out with Scotland is how a Scottish person would say that. So I'm using it in the appropriate context, but I'm not trying to fake an accent with it. I'm just using their phrases in my daily speech. That, in my mind, would be fine as long as you know how to use the phrase or the word appropriately. If you're trying to jam it into a sentence just to use it, then it could feel awkward as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if there's loads of words you can use that we use in Scotland, then it'd be totally fine to use it. But I take it to the next level with this conversation. Like, one of my most embarrassing videos that I've ever done that I look at every single time and I don't want to watch it anymore.
Is that the OnlyFans?
No, that's another. No, we'll talk about that later. So I did a video, and it's my most popular video on my channel. It's like had over 1 million views. It was me attempting a Glaswegian accent. So I can't even do a Glaswegian accent. Oh, it sounds terrible. Like, and I can imagine, and I got a lot of hate from Glaswegians, rightfully, for trying to do their accent. And so that's the level we're talking here. I wouldn't even do a Glaswegian accent, or shouldn't, because it doesn't sound right.
Mm-hmm. That's like our one of our most popular videos was our Americans Try Haggis video, and oh boy, did that get people?
We didn't do accents for the record.
No. Yeah. But it was just that people sensed they had a cringy reaction, like they took it as cringe.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can't win for losing.
I want to hear one. Give me one American accent, whether it's Boston, whether it's New York, the South, California. Give me something.
Give me
you can't
the people. Say the South.
Well, yeah. Talking from Georgia with a little bit of molasses just spilling out of your mouth. It's Andy from The Office. I'm quoting there. Give me something. The viewers need to.
I'm really bad at this. Really bad at this.
Your public demands, Shaun.
And I actually struggle to differentiate as well. Like I can hear the difference, obviously, between New York and Texas, for example. They've got a very strong accent. But trying to replicate it, it's going to get a lot of people mad.
That's what's fun, though. If you have not made at least a few enemies, you have not stood for anything, Shaun.
Right. Give me a Texas accent.
I don't know a Texas accent.
Texas? Well, it's kind of a little bit clipped. Like, I sure do appreciate it.
Yeah. I sure do appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
I sure do appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Don't do accents. Okay, never mind. That was horrible. I love you. That was horrible. Texas, I apologize.
Here's the funny thing. A lot of those accents do come from Scottish, Irish, and Scots-Irish folks who immigrated to those areas.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing about it.
It's weird. I love watching like shows on like different accents and pockets of things, and like between like Philly and Pittsburgh, there's different accents and yins.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, like Philly would say like use guys.
We say that in Scotland. Use.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Or we'd say John is another one. John it's overrated. Philly, we use John for like, hey, that John over there. You see the John down over there? It's a word that it means like everything and nothing. Pittsburgh has yins.
Yins.
I don't know what yins. It feels weird. I don't like saying yins. I could never live from Pittsburgh.
No, yins is what's the context for that?
It's yous. It's like yins.
Yeah.
It's you people, you guys, yins.
In Scotland we'd say yin for meaning one.
The big yin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I've been corrected on my attempt at Texas,
which I then copied.
Yeah.
Oh, it's doubly bad.
Don't trust me.
Ever. All right, that's enough.
I can't hear that. Stop it. I don't want to hear any more Scottish accents. It's a difficult one to do. Don't even try it. I can't even do a Glaswegian accent, for goodness sake. But anyway, I want to know your favourite Scottish phrases actually down below in the comments. let me know. And then also subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and leave a thumbs up. And all these videos here are ready for you to watch after this one.
You're wearing a wee kilt, laddie! That's not even Scottish!